If you'll remember, I told you back in the beginning of March, I can't cover my brother's troubles. It wouldn't be fair. This is a unique and difficult situation, and that's okay. I know where the line is. I'm wowed by what you did, and more importantly, I'm wowed by how you did it. This was very hard. I know it's not over, but I hope you feel good about what you did for your people, because I know they appreciate it. Let's call it straight. Look at the state. Look at the numbers, look at New Jersey, look at Connecticut, look how they came together. Was it perfect? No. You tell me what is. Obviously, I think you're the best politician in the country.
I'm still blown away by that. Look at the numbers. People still are aware that New York and New Jersey and those places have the worst COVID numbers comfortably in the United States of America. All right, joining me now to talk about that is Adam Guillette. He is with the president. He is the president of Accuracy in Media. Adam, setting the Cuomo stuff aside, obviously, as we've been talking about on the show, everyone knows he resigned today. The fact they can lie so blatantly all the time. I mean, New York has the worst numbers in America, and they can look in the camera and say, look at your numbers, good job. What is wrong with these people?
Well, he got one thing right. He said they all came together in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. They came together at funerals because the death toll was unbelievable. It was incredibly tragic. And the actions of Governor Cuomo, the actions of the governors in New Jersey and Michigan were directly responsible for this happening. And rather than holding them accountable, rather than speaking truth to power, the media built Andrew Cuomo up because they wanted a foil to Donald Trump. And look where it got him.
Why does the media continually move harder and harder left? I can understand if the basic nature of journalism is kind of left-wing. All right, that's fine. But they're going all in, further that way. What is this? Is this the education system, Adam? What's going on? What am I seeing?
Well, we've got two different things going on. On one hand, you have an incredibly fragmented media landscape. Conservatives listen to talk radio, they read the Post, they watch Fox News and other channels. Leftists watch MSNBC and CNN, and they read the New York Times. So there's no incentive for an outlet like CNN to speak to moderates, to speak to conservatives, to speak to libertarians, because they're not in their key demo. So to get the ratings, they have to tell their audience what that audience wants to hear, even if they know it's not true. And then separately, of course, we see activist journalism. We see people who view this as the opportunity to advance their agenda. New media outlets like Now This literally hire their executives from the Hillary Clinton campaign, the Stacey Abrams campaign, the DNC. Literally, that's where they got their executives. So these are activists hiding under the veil of journalism to push a radical agenda.
Okay. Is there a way to stop it? I look at this story from CNN. I know it was a small thing. People don't care that much about it, and I don't blame them. But CNN runs a story raising money for some young mother with 3 kids, raises the girl like $230,000. It turns out she's the freaking babysitter. She's not the mom at all. You can't believe anything you see anymore. So is there a way to fix this? Is this a problem that can be fixed? Because we need somewhere to get honest information.
CNN has been lying about stories for decades. I remember when they had that miniseries they did, I think it was Operation Tailwind, supposedly about how the U.S. military used nerve gas during Vietnam. Turned out the entire story was untrue. So it's no surprise that when they find a narrative they want to believe, that the eviction moratorium is saving this mother from being kicked out on the street and her children from being kicked out on the street. It's no surprise that they don't check the facts. I don't trust sports scores on CNN, for that matter. I mean, I don't trust anything those guys put out there because they'll tell stories they know to be untrue simply because it plays to their audience. I don't think there's a way to fix it because they're going to go after the ratings no matter what. And on one hand, I guess I can't fault them for that. But on the other hand, then don't pretend to be journalists. But really, CNN, MSNBC, because they preach to the choir, because they speak to an older demo, they worry me far less than newer sites like BuzzFeed and Now This that built their followings with clickbait and puppy videos, and they speak to young, impressionable audiences of all ideologies. Those sites worry me much more.
Why? Why do they worry you so much more?
Well, they're talking to young people. And because they built their following with non-political content, using clickbait and listicles and silly puppy videos, as I said, they were able to build up followings of millions and millions of people particularly easily influence young people. They signed up for puppy videos. Now they're getting left-wing propaganda from a place they didn't expect it. That's far more dangerous than CNN and MSNBC simply preaching to the choir. People get worried and they wonder why their grandkid or their child becomes a leftist in college. And sometimes it's because of their crazy radical leftist professor, as if there's any other type. But more commonly, what are your kids doing during class? They're not paying attention to the professor, they're playing on their phone. And it's on their phone that they consume the BuzzFeed content, the Now This content, that they see left-wing content from their favorite influencers on social media. That's the stuff that worries me much more than anything else.
What can be done about it? I mean, we do have a country, at least presently, that has a free press, right? People can say and put out in general what they want, unless it's right-wing opinions on social media. But we have a free press. What can we do? Because the average person watches this. They watch you and I talk about this, and they're mad, and they want to do something. But can we?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we talk about it every week at Accuracy in Media. We put frowns on the faces of bad people. When Now This lies to their audience, when BuzzFeed lies to their audience, we set up action alerts on our website, aim.org, where people can send messages directly to the reporters and the editors and the folks responsible for these smears at CNN and at MSNBC and at Now This and at BuzzFeed. And these are bullies. These are folks who throw punches all day long on their websites and on their news channels, and they never have to take a metaphorical political punch. Well, we dole them out at Accuracy in Media. We come up with ways in which you can take action against them. We also run ads on Facebook directly targeting the audience of Now This and BuzzFeed and explaining to them that they're being lied to because they don't necessarily know it. So we speak to those audiences, we inform them about the lies that are being shared with them, and a lot of times we get BuzzFeed and Now This to correct their stories.
All right, vaccine passports. The media is apparently pushing this now, too. CNN is pushing it. So is this the next frontier we're going to see spread across all these media groups now of praising all these puff pieces on vaccine passports and why it's great for you to show your papers before you can order a cheeseburger?
You know, it just depends on the public opinion of their progressive demo, because these folks aren't leaders, let alone thought leaders. They're followers. They're desperately trying to push content that they know their audience wants to consume. They're getting paid per click. They're desperate for ratings. So whatever that progressive audience wants to hear about is what they're going to tell them. And I'll tell you, I'm as pro-vaccine as one can get. I got the Moderna vaccine at a trial last summer. I personally believe that everybody should go out there and get vaccinated for a multitude of reasons. But I think they're getting nothing but resentment with the ways they're going about shoving the vaccine down people's throat, particularly when the media and when the progressives politicize the heck out of the vaccine. Just last summer, we were being told by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden that they weren't going to get a Trump vaccine, which is as ridiculous as a Bill Gates vaccine. There's no such thing. The New York Times was running articles sowing seeds of doubt in the vaccine. And I'll tell you, if Trump had won re-election, they'd probably still be against the vaccine. But as long as their progressive audience wants to see that sort of content, that's what those news outlets are going to deliver them.
Adam, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me.